let me tell you something. How do you know you can write yourself in and out of a story? You hear me? What's up, fam? It's your girl Q, back at Blessed to Be a Blessing, where we are blessed to be a blessing. Let me first say Happy New Year to my blessed ones. Thank you so much for joining my channel. For the first time in this new year, we are about to do our recap on the return of Power Book 2 Ghost Season 2, Episode 6, entitled, What's Free? All right, so let's just go ahead and jump in. Y'all, we've been waiting 2 weeks since last year about this. Okay, so you know where we left off? They arrested my son in my head, Tariq. Yes, they did. But honey, I already knew. I had faith in Davis McClain that he was going to get my son out. But little did I know, it wasn't Davis who got him out. Guess who it was? That's right, our boy Rashad Tate, honey. When I tell you he came to visit Tariq in jail, Tariq was like, look, I need you to get me up out of here because they done cut off my rights to seeing my sister now. And Tate was like, look here. I was already up there working up at that school trying to figure out, waiting on you to give me the information that I need on Sweeney, and you ain't never come through. Now, I need you to give me what I need, and then we can see what I can do for you. So Tariq was like, look, if you get me up out of here, I can get you this photo album from when Sweeney was in college, and it's got a whole bunch of inappropriate things that would get any congressman or any politician put up out of office, okay? So Tariq was like, but you got to get me up out of here to get it. So, Tate went to working and pulling his strings, baby. So when they go back to court, because the first time they went to court, the judge was like, not at all. You got 2 murder cases. One of them was a cop. Not gonna let you do it. You can't get no bond. So they didn't give him the bond. But honey, when they went back this second time and Tate hollered at his homeboy, the judge was like, this is unacceptable. Another black man on trial being accused for murder. There's no evidence of that he murdered these people. So he was like, I will give you a bond, honey. He gave him a bond, 10% of that $1 million bond, which Davis McClain went ahead and paid it to get him up out of there. But of course, Tariq does owe him that money. But still, they got my baby out. Okay, they got him out. So honey, after the court was dismissed, Davis went up to Tate and he was like, you know what? I couldn't even see your hand up his butt pulling the strings like a puppet, honey. Tate was like, look, we go back, way, way back. And Sax always trying to dig too deep with his nosy self. Talking about well, what is it? What does Tariq have on you? Why are you doing this? What's in it for you? Because don't give me that old brother stuff, looking out for another brother stuff. I don't want to hear that. And all that. Tate was like, what you talking about? Child, like Tate gonna really tell him his stuff. I'm so sick of Sax. I know Davis is only keeping him around to help get his brother, played by Redman, out of prison. And once he do that, I hope Sax is gone. Okay, I was sick of Sax from the original Power. I can't believe they brought him back. Anyway, I digress. So, boom, my baby gets out of prison or out of jail. Okay, so he's got an ankle monitor. He can't leave the campus. He's got to go visit. He can only visit like Davis or whatever, right? Can't leave Manhattan. So, boom, that's fine. But what he needs to do now is come up with this $2 million because he owes Davis like $2 million. So now he's trying to find a way to come up with it, but he doesn't know what to do because Course Correct is shut down now, okay? So he wants to try to keep it going, but Monet, he ain't really trusting Monet right now because while he was locked up, y'all know he saw Kanan. Yes, he did. 50 Cent, let me tell you something. How do you know you can write yourself in and out of a story? You hear me? We done seen Kanan get killed twice. And he done been back from the dead twice since he was dead. From the original Power, now he all the way over here in book 2. Anyway, it was a pleasure to see you, though. So Kanan's ghost, I should say, visited Tariq while he was in jail and was like, look, think about it. Who was helping you make moves when you was out doing your thing? So he had to think like, yeah, it was Tasha. So he was like, who you think is helping Kane? Because Tariq knows that Kane set him up. That's clearly, right? So he's like, so it must be Monet. So boom, that's why now he's thinking Monet and Kane set him up to take the fall for Ramirez's death because they both know that Kane killed Ramirez, okay? And then him and Kane both know that they killed And I'm going to say they killed Jabari because Cain shot him first and Tariq just put the final bullet in his head. So anyway, so Tariq, he don't really know how to trust them. And plus, Kanan, the ghost of Kanan, told him, don't trust nobody. And at this point, it's true because he doesn't know who it was in his mind. He doesn't know who set him up, who it could be. So number one, he's PO'd at Brayden, okay? Now, just in Brayden's defense, Brayden is just dumb, all right? He just kind of stupid. He don't know this kind of stuff. He don't know how to do street stuff. He don't know how to think this way. He wants to be a part of it because it's exciting to him, okay? But he doesn't know how to think right, so that's why Cain was able to manipulate him. We've already talked about that, right? So when Tariq comes back to the dorm room, Brayden's like, what, Tariq, how'd you get out? How'd you get out? So Tariq's like making sure the place is not bugged and everything. He's like, dude, why, what, how long you been working with Cain on setting me up? I can't believe you so stupid. You gonna let him finesse you to set me up. Now I'm sitting up here facing 2 charges, right? So Brayden's like, man, I didn't know. You don't never tell me anything. He was like, I told you to stay away from Kanan. He was like, yeah, but you ain't never tell me why. And to his defense, it is kind of important sometimes to let people know why you're telling them not to do something. I mean, they may just take it into more consideration because Brayden overlooked it because all he was thinking is he wants to be in the game and he's got a lot of thrills. They robbed the jewelry store, so they hit a lick. They got shot at, in Brayden's brand new Benz. He thought it was just so much fun, right? And he was having a ball when he was really in danger. But that just goes to show you how stupid he is, child. This street life ain't no game. He was so captivated by the fun and the thrill and the excitement that he was getting from this lifestyle that he really wasn't thinking deeper about Tariq. And he was going behind Tariq's back because Tariq did tell him, don't fool with Cain. So anyway, Tariq and Brayden, they get into their argument. Tariq's PO'd at him. He walks off. Okay, boom. Then he meets up with Lauren. So she acting funny too. Which she should be, because now she's nervous because she don't know if Tariq getting ready to find out that she was part of the whole scam or scheme where the school was doing the drug sweep, which is part of why his room got looked at and searched, and him being busted with Ramirez's badge in his drawer, which was planted by Cain. So she's like all nervous and everything. And so he like, well, let's go to your room and talk. She don't want to go up there. He like, okay, it's funny that, the people that you love the most, they the ones that you can't even depend on. So she's like, well, Tariq, I'm just so confused. He like, what you confused about? He like, I'm up here fighting for my life, okay, on trial for double homicide. And you sit up here talking about you confused. I need you. He like, I ain't got my mama. They done took my sister away. Like, I don't have nobody. So poor Tariq, he ain't got nobody. Okay, he ain't got nobody. So he told her, look, I'm through with you. He broke up with her, and I'm glad he did because she is going to end up testifying against him. I know y'all probably, if you've been watching the show, you've been seeing some little clips and stuff throughout the season where I saw Lauren on a stand. So she's going to testify against Tariq, okay? I'm glad he leaving her alone because she was never for him anyway. She doesn't know anything about Tariq, his real life, and who he really is. So he can never be himself with Lauren. She's a very smart girl in school and all of that. But, honey, she don't even know. Tariq has a whole other dark side and a whole other life that she can't even imagine or fit into. Now, who is for him is Miss Diana, okay? And now that Poppy's home, I think Miss Diana is going to break free and be able to date Tariq like she wants to. Speaking of Poppy being home, honey, they was throwing a party at the Tejada household, and I mean, they was getting it in, and they had all that Latino music playing. Oh, I wish I was at that party. But anyway, so they were having a good time, honey. Everybody's having a good time and laughing and drinking and having a good time, except for Monet. She just walking around looking like, I can't believe this is going on, because, now she's torn. She's back in love with Dante, which apparently has never ended, and she wants to try to rekindle it. She was coming home. Last time we watched Power 2 weeks ago, she was coming home to tell the family that she was leaving them, okay? Because she was getting ready to get with Dante and be like, the heck with this business, okay? But that didn't work out because Poppy came home. Well, honey, Lorenzo is coming back, taking his stand as the king. He sure is. He's back sitting at the head of the table. He's back calling shots. Monet is not feeling it either. Because he's like, like ordering her around like she's one of the kids. She's like, why are you trying to order me around like I'm one of the kids? Like, I ain't been holding it down for you these last 10 years. He's like, yeah, but you ain't got to do that no more, baby. I'm back. And she can't just relinquish that to him that easy. Because she has been in charge for the last 10 years calling all the shots. She feels like he needs to they need to talk and kind of like make decisions together. He's like, no, you ain't got to worry about that. So now he's running the family, giving everybody in the family their own crew, except for Diana, because he's going to allow Diana to go back to school or to go to school, since that's what she really wants to do. And then he told Monet, once everything gets rolling real good and steady, then she can retire and let go of her crew forever, and she ain't got to ever deal with it again. So, it sounds sweet. She is married to the man. I don't know what Monet is going to do. However, I do know what she did. She went and broke up with Dante, y'all. She couldn't do it because, the family was together. They was having dinner and they was reminiscing, thinking about old times, just having fun. So she was like, you know what, y'all, I'll be back. I'm going to go get some cheesecake. She went and hollered at Dante and was like, look, this is over. Dante like, what about our son? She's like, this is my husband. I got 3 kids with this man. I can't just walk away. You don't owe Lorenzo nothing is exactly what he said. And so she's like, torn. Because I don't think she really is still in love with Lorenzo. I think it's, those 10 years of him being in prison and being away and her having to be the queen pin and stuff like that. I think that has changed how she really feels about him, and then now it's like almost like he just used her, because now that he's out, it's like, oh, you can go back to serving and being the wife or whatever. Because like at the party, he wanted her to go in the kitchen serving chicken and bringing out chicken and stuff. And she looking like, I know you ain't trying to. But either she's just going to have to get used to that or walk away. We'll see, but I think she's going to end up staying with Lorenzo. However, Lorenzo told Kane, look, I need to meet the plug, because Lorenzo don't cut Kane out, y'all. Kane is P.O.'d about it, because he's the oldest and he's been wanting to be next to the dad or next to Monet. That's been his thing the whole show, right? And so Lorenzo gets out and he's like, Drew is going to be next in charge. After Lorenzo lets it go, he's going to let Drew be the head man. So right now, Drew is his right-hand man. Kane ain't feeling it, okay? He doesn't understand why, but like Lorenzo told him, you don't think things through. You know what I mean? You're not ready. He like, I am ready. And he is a hothead. He doesn't think things through, which is this whole thing with Tariq being locked up. Like Monet said, it's, you done set up here and set him up. Now he's locked up. Now what if it started leaking out to you and it gets over to us and exposes us as having something to do with Tariq? You stupid. You always messing stuff up. And it's true. That's the only thing with Kane. Like, I love Kane, but he is a hothead. He doesn't think things through. He lets his ego lead him. And then he's so full of jealousy. Let it go. He's so jealous of Tariq. He let that jealousy trying to destroy Tariq, now it's destroying him. Now that's what I say about a person trying to dig a hole for somebody. Honey, you better dig too, okay? Because you're going to fall in one too. I digress. So now Kane's like, he goes to Dante, aka Mecca. He was like, yeah, my pops want to meet up with you. Mecca's like, oh, okay, I understand. You probably nervous because you feel like that'll cut you out. And Kane expressing to him like, yeah, how he trying to make Drew the right hand man, he want to cut me out the middle. So Mecca was like, look, I do business with you. As far as I'm concerned, I ain't got nothing to do with your daddy. Which I was glad he said that, because Lorenzo don't need to meet Mecca. However, I know they're going to meet up one day, and baby, that is going to be explosive. Okay, so anyway, after Monet broke up with Mecca, or Dante as she wants to call him, honey, he decides then that he want to text Kane and was like, tell your pops it's okay, let's meet up. So now Mecca about to be messy, honey. Yes, he is. Because what you want to meet up with the man for now? You want to try to get under Monet's skin? You want to make her uncomfortable? But baby, the real tea is Monet don't know that he's the plug either. So she's about to find out he's the plug. Lorenzo is about to start working with him. And I still think Dante got something under his sleeve where he's not giving up, y'all, because he wants Monet back, period. That's the only reason he's back in New York. He wants her back. He's going to get her. This man, first of all, he's so paid, okay? But if I was her, I wouldn't even fool with that, because eventually he gonna have his fall too. then she'll be back with another man stuck in prison. So she might as well go ahead, stay with Lorenzo, who got out on the technicality, and now he's back free. Let him take over his little drug empire, and she could just chill and lay back, okay? So, boom, Miss Professor Carrie. Y'all, I can't stand Carrie. She just gets on my nerves, right? Well, anyway, her and Lauren got into it because Lauren's upset. Lauren's like, you tricked me. You tricked me. You had me wearing a wire. You done all this stuff. You knew all the while y'all was coming for Tariq. She's like, face it, Lauren, your boyfriend's a murderer. You know, like, she trying to be all neck rolling now. But see, she just had to make sure somebody went down for that murder so that it never comes back to them looking at Zeke, because Monet done put that good old thread out on her, honey, and she best believe Monet will carry it through. Okay, so that's her whole thing. But still, Lauren, I really don't have too many more words to say about Lauren. However, I am glad that she figured out Carrie them, just used her. Now she's looking stupid and she done played my boo. So now my little baby boy Tariq done hooked up with Effie. Sure did. Effie comes through and he like, what you doing here? She like, I just came, show you some love right now. What you going through? If you need anything, you need money or whatever, let me know. Boom. Now that's a real friend. I know some people probably suspicious of Effie right now, but I ain't. I think Effie is a real one. I think Tariq can completely trust Effie. The only thing is though, if he breaks Effie's heart, he gonna have hell to pay. And that's for sure. Okay, so she cool as long as they cool. But as soon as he steps out of line or messes up with her, it's going to be some problems, because we all know his heart is really with Diana. But he can't get Diana. So now he over here, he done broke up with Lauren. Now he over here smashing Effie again. Okay, bad move. He need to quit mixing business with pleasure. That's where he's just like his daddy goes. Mixing business with pleasure always leads a disaster. Okay, but anyway, Effie's coming through. It's gonna be Tariq, Effie, and Brayden. Now they're gonna try to run this thing, get this dope pumping. Brayden, he met up with Monet because, of course, Kane thought that he could get Brayden to carry out course correct, but Monet met up with him, was like, nah, you ain't ready. So that's out the door. And plus, like Effie said, we need to leave course correct alone. Okay, the campus is already hot. We ain't supposed to do this. Y'all got this murder thing going on. Let's let that ride. We're gonna have to do things a different way. So now they're a crew. So Effie goes to meet up with Monet because she's gonna be the one to work with Monet as far as getting the dope. And because Monet, she ain't thinking about Brayden. But Effie, she did stand her ground to Monet. She like, look, you want to work with me or not? Because Monet's like, you must be putting it on Tariq. And Effie looking at her like, you want to do business or what? Okay, we can make a lot more money together, or we can make a lot less separate. What do you want to do? You got my number. Holla at me. What she doing with Tariq ain't got nothing to do with Monet. She always worrying about somebody else's business and who doing who. She need to be worried about how she been doing doggone Dante, and how Lorenzo about to find that out. Okay, now don't get me wrong. I love Mary J. Blige, but her character Monet is starting to irk my nerves right now. She too controlling. She's like a witch, and she's standing up, and like when she show up to meet up with people, she looking like a witch. She working my nerves now. But anyway, so that's who she gonna have to work with now. She's gonna have to go through Effie if she want to make her money. Cause see, now she got to come up with money, because she went to Davis McClain and gave him $250,000 to help, to tell him that anything that leads to her family and Tariq's trial, to give her a heads up, let her know. And he like, I ain't doing that. You gonna have to double it. And if I do, I'm only gonna give you the information that you need to know. And I'm not gonna do anything to put Tariq in jeopardy. Kudos to Davis, because he fighting for Tariq. He gonna get Tariq off, y'all. I ain't even worried about it. He's gonna get him off. He had to check Saxe too, because Saxe kept trying to make Tariq admit to murdering the cop and stuff like that. And he told her, you better stop coming off on him like that. Honey, I'm so sick of Saxe too. So anyway, oh yeah, Tariq was able to get Brayden to go to his daddy's house and get the dog on photo album so he can give it to Tate, because he's got to come up with that information for Tate in order for Tate to not have him put back in jail, because Tate already told her, if you don't hold your end of the deal, it's gonna be on. So now Braden's stolen the photo album, so he's gonna be able to give that to Tariq, so Tariq can give that over to Tate, and then now Tate can do what he needs to do against Sweeney, which I hope he does, because Sweeney is that same racist one that tried to shoot Tariq when he went deer hunting with them. I don't trust him, and I think it's a whole bunch of racial stuff or racist stuff in that photo album that's gonna get his butt in the hot seat, and they're gonna get him out of that congressional seat, and then our boy Tate with his crooked behind can have it. Okay, so that's pretty much the recap, y'all. It ended with Tariq reading the letter again from Ghost, where he said, I knew you'd always end up here, right where you belong. So he actually just went ahead and burned it. So he's thinking about it though. He like, dang, I guess he knew me better than I knew myself. Yeah, he your daddy, stupid. But anyway, so go ahead, y'all. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe if you have not already. And thank you so much for tuning in tonight. I will see you all next week on Power Book 2 Ghost.